What do you think happened to John O'Keefe? Do you think Chloe, the Albert's German Shepherd, is still alive? The new Lifetime movie.
I just heard about that.
What kind of relationship? A buddy-buddy relationship?
The same thing everybody wants, a real relationship.
A romantic relationship, Mr. Higgins?
It's possible.
Right.
You hear that, Lifetime?
You hear that, Lifetime?
If you could put at least 2 people involved in your case, inject them with truth serum, compel them to tell the truth, which 2 people would you choose?
The best thing about Michael Proctor is you don't need truth serum to figure out exactly what he thinks about you.
Cunt.
Fucker.
During our 4-part series on Karen Reed's case, I mean, that's over like 10 hours long.
Like, oh my God, Karen Reed has finally spoken out and she chose to go on this young lady's YouTube channel. Let's watch.
That were involved, we did have to resort to coming up with nicknames or monikers, some of our own creations, some that we've adopted from social media discourse. And out of just pure habit, I might still be referring to some of these people with that nickname. We called Brian Higgins.
Brian Higgins?
Brian Haha Higgins.
Brian Haha Higgins? No fucking way. This is Higgy Bear, one of the best nicknames ever.
Michael Proctor, Michael No Nudes Proctor.
Cunt.
That was literally just so people could have an idea of who we're talking about when we mention a name. What do you think happened to John O'Keefe?
John O'Keefe entered the garage or the house at 34 Fairview, and much sooner than later, met his demise.
What are you gonna do?
He got into a fight, fell backwards, but I dropped him off. He went up to the breezeway, and 6 a.m., I find him in a heap, missing his hat, missing his shoe, and laying there with a piece of glass in his face.
And there is Karen Reed finally looking good, speaking well. However, she still doesn't seem to grasp the concept that it was her lover, Brian Higgins.
Brian Higgins?
Who actually committed this murder.
Someone in that house killed John O'Keefe.
Brian Higgins?
They meaning the Alberts, McCabe's, and Higgins, appear to have kept it simple and agreed to several mantras. One of them was butt dials.
Butt dial. Butt dial.
Butt dial.
And the other, I don't recall.
I don't recall.
I do not remember.
How old are you, sir?
That I do not remember.
Do you work? Do you go to school?
I do not remember that either. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. No, I don't remember.
Were you ever told in preparation for your testimony, if you start to get stumped or nervous, just say, I don't remember?
I don't remember.
Did anybody instruct you not to talk about any times that anything happened?
I don't remember. Can you repeat the question, please? I don't remember. Can you elaborate? I don't recall.
So nobody ever informed you that you might get nervous on the witness stand, there might be tough questions. The easiest way to get out of that is just say, yeah, I don't recall.
I do not remember that.
If they were coached, it was smart. Keep it simple. Because when they start to add details to their renditions of what happened that night, they're completely inconsistent.
Karen is correct on one thing. They did have a base story for which most of them were able to stick to. They were not coached properly. Almost every question Brian Albert and Brian Higgins answered was technically incorrect from a legal standpoint, meaning when they could have answered the question with a simple yes or no, they added information which was the demise of their entire testimony, which led me and others to realize that the real killer,
Brian Higgins,
was testifying right before us. Let's keep watching.
Brian Higgins said his Jeep was parked in front of the house. He backed it up, he had a plow, he went into great detail and jokingly plowed some snow for Brian and Nicole to pull in, and then Matt and Jen, and then he V'd out and pulled in front of the house by the mailbox. Jen McCabe didn't see the car, and she was apparently on night watch at the front door and never saw a Jeep with a plow, which is something memorable. Ryan Nagel, Ricky D'Antonio, and Heather Maxon were behind me. They never saw the Jeep.
I'm not sure. I thought it was out on the curb facing up Fairview, maybe by our mailbox, but it could have been in the driveway. I'm not 100% sure.
Do you recall where you parked in relation to the house?
By the mailbox.
His Jeep was in front of the mailbox.
So no, I don't remember where Brian Higgins parked. I remember him pulling out so I could pull in, and then I didn't really see where he parked.
You indicated that Jeep was just a little bit in front of the mailbox. About there, correct?
Yes.
The back end of the Jeep would have been right around the mailbox itself.
You pulled up to Fairview and stopped relatively close to the driveway.
Correct, sir.
And your car was as much as 3 car lengths behind that SUV?
I would say car length and a half.
Did any car pull in between Ricky's truck and the SUV when you were sitting behind the SUV?
No, sir.
You didn't see a Jeep?
No, sir.
With a big old snowplow on the front of it?
No, sir, I did not.
That car was never between your car and the SUV, was it?
I never saw any other vehicle in between us.
Group thought is simple, but as soon as you require details from these people, their stories are all over the place.
Do you think Chloe, the Albert's German Shepherd, is still alive?
This is the question I get asked the most, is what happened to the dog? Based on what I know, I would guess the dog is dead.
They got rid of me.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Chloe is not dead. She's on a farm, a big farm, with all the other dogs that never died.
If you could put at least 2 people involved in your case, inject them with truth serum, compel them to tell the truth, which 2 people would you choose?
This is a very simple question. Brian Higgins, and Brian Albert.
Yes.
Michael Proctor and Brian Albert.
Michael Proctor, we know exactly how he feels about you.
Michael Proctor. Proctor! Proctor.
Where is Proctor?
Is that chick a smoke? Question mark. Nutbag, as Chief would say. She's got a leaky balloon knot. Leaks poo. Oh, fuck her, bitch.
Bitch.
From all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. She's a whack job. CUNT.
The best thing about Michael Proctor is you don't need truth serum to figure out exactly what he thinks about you.
Cunt.
Fucker.
In fact, there's no one in this trial that has been more completely open and honest than Michael Proctor.
What would you hypothetically want to know or ask?
The truth. I have a pretty good guess. I've seen these men, they were on tape, sparring and shadowboxing minutes before.
Oh my God, Karen, why are you still covering for that big boy Brian Higgins? They were not sparring. They were doing what male apes do when they're trying to get a female ape's attention. Watch Brian Higgins before you enter that bar, and then watch him after. They weren't practice fighting. All Brian Higgins wanted to do was to get your attention, and you never gave it to him. Why do you continue to facilitate this facade that they were all setting him up to kill him? Where I'm from, this definitely isn't practice fighting. And you can add all the dramatic background music you want, no matter what you do and no matter what you say. What these 2 men were doing was trying to get your attention.
I can surmise, based on what I know of these people, what I know of John when he's been drinking, what I've seen of Colin Albert when I've had to cross paths with him, I can surmise what happened. I'm more curious about whom they had to enlist in other events that unfolded over the following months as we made headway.
The new Lifetime movie.
So I just heard about that yesterday. I refreshed my news feed and I saw the announcement from Lifetime. I actually saw a still. Apparently this is done.
Could I have hit him? Did I hit him? And I'm not as clear as if I hadn't been drinking.
I'm glad you did.
These are scenes from the masterpiece Lifetime movie made about Karen Read with regard to John O'Keefe, and it depicts all Canton has to offer: drinking, more drinking, and hooking up.
Am I staying at your house tonight?
Hell yeah, you are.
I think of a good reason why you want to stay at my place tonight. Do another drink, huh? Come to my place.
They filmed this and it's coming out in January. I didn't even know it was happening. I will not be seeing any. I'd like, if they want to send me some money, I'll gladly take it. But
You hear that, Lifetime?
You hear that, Lifetime? This girl is so edgy. I love it.
If this is getting the story out, it's compelling. It's a moment in history.
If I were to summon you with a magical spell, you have to pick 5 things or objects that speak to you. What would you pick?
Rosary beads. I'm religious. I don't pray as much as I should pray. I should be praying many times a day. Alan had courtroom sketch. It's Alan, my parents are behind him. Jen McCabe, Brian Albert, and Colin Albert, it's during closing argument, are in the O'Keefe's gallery, and I'm turning around looking at Alan, and it was amazing.
Karen was asked to pick 5 things or objects for which they can magically make talk. Originally, she chose the rosary beads, then a picture of her, Alan, in the courtroom, and let's see what else she chooses.
I'm not too attached really to anything physically anymore. When your freedom is on the line, none of this material stuff, you could lose it all, and it all has a monetary value. My treadmill, none of it means anything.
Karen picked her rosary beads, a picture of Alan in court, and a treadmill. She didn't give the two remaining objects. What do you think she should have chosen?
We are going to be having a YouTube channel launch, hopefully in January 2026, The Read Files.
The Read Files.
The Read
okay.
Files. And
I'm going to link it.
That'll be Alan Jackson, Nick Rocco is going to host, and I'll be there.
Great, that's just what we need. Another YouTube channel dedicated to posting videos about Karen Read's trial. With a hairdresser hosting the channel with Alan Jackson, it's bound to succeed. Apparently we have 3 more videos, over 10 hours of this young sister interviewing Karen Read. We'll cover it as they come out, but either way, we will never stop producing these videos until the real killer,
Brian Higgins,
is brought to justice.
What kind of relationship? A buddy-buddy relationship?
the same thing everybody wants, a real relationship.
A romantic relationship, Mr. Higgins?
It's possible.
Right.
I kissed gay Jeff. The same thing everybody wants. A real relationship. It's possible. Sending somebody flowers. It's possible.